Hey, what is going on? We are back. Welcome to Homecoming, the HBCU podcast. Guys, what is up? Where we bring you all the news that we have dealing with HBCUs, the current, the past, the present, traditions, excellence, legacy, everything. We are here for you. We're sharing your stories and our stories as well. What is up? Rose, what's good?
Nothing much and everything. It's been so long, shall I say? It's been a very, very long time since we recorded an episode. So I'm very excited for a new season of Homecoming. I'm excited to get caught up with you, JT, and to get into these juicy stories that we have for today.
Yeah, it's been I'm not gonna lie, guys. I am nervous, off kilter. Um, Sometimes in life, you gotta take a break and then you get back into it, and I love it. But I thank you guys for being here and dealing with it. Okay, that's what it
Yeah,
is.
and as we're recording this episode, Thanksgiving was what, 2 days ago?
Thanksgiving was 2 days ago. It was phenomenal.
I'm literally finishing the remnants of the Thanksgiving food that I didn't cook, guys. I didn't cook this year. I
Yeah.
was tired. Long story short, got in a car accident. I've been home. I'm
Oh
just
man.
grateful that it's not as serious. Side note, I'm from Houston, guys. I truly love my city, but we run red lights so aggressively. It's awful. It's awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And somebody ran a red light badly, and it hit the mess out of me. So kind of put me out of work for a little bit. But again, man, I'm just thankful that it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. So I just finished physical therapy. I'm feeling really good about it. Just finished off some delicious jollof rice that my auntie made for Thanksgiving. I'm Nigerian, so that's how we doing it, baby. What did you eat for Thanksgiving? What did y'all cook?
Uh, I want to be honest here, and you didn't bring me a plate. I asked,
Oh, I
but
ate that. I ate that.
no. You see this, guys? She ate
Yeah,
it,
I ate that.
but
Well, you want to be able to appreciate the jollof rice. Like, let's be honest. You don't even know what it is.
I
So,
do, and I miss it. My mom's best friend is Nigerian. I think she's from Europe. I think she's Yoruba. I think so.
okay,
If I
you know a
remember
little
right.
something. You know a little
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I've had goat with jollof. It's really good, and fufu. I love it actually. I haven't had it in so long. I can't wait till she cooks it. So she has to cook it at different spice levels. Y'all spice level is
Ha!
it's she probably changed it down for me.
It's
Yeah.
on
It's on
another
it's
level.
another level.
Well, listen, JT, I
Another level.
am first generation born here. The spice is on another level.
Another level.
It's crazy.
We Americans
So
can't
I
take
get
it.
it. I get it. I'm not
It's,
judging.
no, we
I'm not
can't take
judging
it.
you.
Our palate is not sophisticated enough. Like
I
well,
can't take it. My palate's not sophisticated. First of all, I like to taste my food. This is like totally off topic, but there's such a thing as too much heat
yes,
where you lose flavor and you're fighting for your life. I'm good on it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what people talking about. I don't care. I don't need to prove anything. I don't have to have big fat fufu balls, and I don't need to eat something that doesn't even register. What is it,
yeah,
Schofield? Whatever the
yeah.
hot pepper register, it doesn't even
Ridiculous.
register on that. I'm good. I'm
It's
good. I don't
ridiculous.
care. I'm good. I'm
It's
good.
ridiculous. But yeah, it's I'm telling y'all, she has to tame it down so we can enjoy the goat and jollof rice.
Mm.
My Thanksgiving was awesome. Um, for those who know and don't know, me and my wife are expecting, so she's
Woo! JT, why didn't you tell me? That's a little crazy.
playing games. If you guys don't know, Rose knew before a lot of you
I'm
guys.
playing. I did. I would honestly end this podcast if this is like me finding out. I'm
Yeah, that
ending.
would be
I'm
ridiculous.
flipping up everything. I'm ending
That
it.
would be ridiculous. That would
That'd
be
be crazy.
disrespectful, actually,
Very
because
disrespectful.
it would be like it would be disrespectful to like think about it, right? Like the friendship
Hmm.
and
The ex friendship at that point, I think. we wouldn't be friends. We just wouldn't. I have an associate. I used to work with this guy. I did go to his wedding, but things fizzled out after that. We had a podcast. You see how everything's past tense? Are you kidding me? Like, what are we actually doing?
Everything is past tense
It's done. It's
because
a wrap, bro. And I'm joking, but I'm like very serious about that. So,
no,
but
no, you're serious.
congratulations, man. I'm very happy. I will be making a special trip to the DMV area once it gets closer to that time. But I'm
Yep.
very, when you told me, I thought I was pregnant. I could have threw up. You understand? Like, that's how excited I was. I'm like, let's go. I almost booked a flight there and there. Like, there's no need. I'm dramatic. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. So we were. Everything is awesome. She's at 17 weeks now,
Nice.
so she's out of the first trimester. So
Mm.
she's getting her energy back.
There's three mesters in the trimester, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool, cool, cool.
The first
Gotcha.
one's real though. I didn't know morning sickness lasted all day, but it
Oh,
does. Didn't
well, that's not morning sickness. That's sickness.
I don't know why they call it that. But I thought
Hmm.
it just was
It's
supposed to
very
be in the
deceiving.
morning and it lasts weeks. Like
Hmm.
weeks.
I don't
Yeah.
think I like that.
Yeah, it's yeah. It's a tough
He
thing.
said it's yeah.
It's a tough it's a tough thing. So she's soldiering
Yikes.
through it. She's good. She's getting her
Yikes,
energy
yikes,
back.
yikes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's awesome just to be here. So for Thanksgiving, I have family come in town. We usually do something like last year. We went over my parents' house, and we went to go see my cousin Alonzo. Shout out to Alonzo
Mm-hmm.
Bolden. He's a comedian. We went to go see him. This is last year, and then we invited Demeter and Earl over to our house. Right, boom.
Mm-hmm.
This year, Faith was like, "I'm pregnant. I'm not even feeling up to it." So we just chilled.
Feel
It
it.
was nice. It was nice. Now we hung out with family yesterday, so
Nice.
it was nice.
You
Thanksgiving
better
was awesome.
accommodate her. You better accommodate Faith. If I hear anything different, you know I box JT.
I know you do. Yeah,
And
you're
that's all I'm gonna
dangerous.
say.
You're a dangerous
And that's
person.
all I'm going to say. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your patience. I thank you all for just tuning in to Homecoming. We
Always.
appreciate the feedback. We appreciate the interaction that we're getting online, especially on YouTube. And our goal, man, our purpose is to be the voice
Mhm.
for HBCU students, the world, the atmosphere, students that go there now, alumni. I feel like this
Yes.
is a space that um, hasn't really been filled. I think there's a void there. So me and JT are very excited for another season of Homecoming. Very excited to give you the news, both good, bad, ugly, controversial. And speaking of JT, did you see
Okay.
the reel that was posted by HBCU alums highlighting Breaking the Huddle?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So guys, if you didn't know, Breaking the Huddle full title is The Integration of College Football. Okay, it's by William C. Rhoden. It's a 2008 documentary, which I don't know about you, JT. I could not find this documentary anywhere.
Find
I
it.
scoured.
Couldn't find it.
Okay, I
So, it feels
scoured
like it
the
was
internet.
deleted, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean, it's absurd. But they put a very interesting clip of the documentary on Instagram, and it painted a picture of just the dominance of
Mhm.
HBCU football that was prevalent before the civil rights movement.
Mhm.
Um, but it also painted, I guess, the detrimental way that integration was implemented and how it is still affecting the landscape of HBCU football. So,
Yes.
what are your thoughts on that, having seen the clip and not the actual documentary?
So you're right. I looked for the documentary, and it was on HBO. It came out around like I think 2008, and it was
2008.
actually
Mm-hmm.
narrated by Lee Schreiber. Okay, guys, if you don't know who Lee Schreiber was, he actually narrates Hard Knocks. If you're a
I love Hard
football fan,
Knocks.
that is
Love Hard
him.
Knocks.
That is Lee Schreiber. If you're a Marvel fan, he was in X-Men Origins. He was Sabretooth.
Okay,
And
history buff.
yeah, he's a really good actor. So he's a good narrator, right? So This all stemmed from, I did my research, and it was about 1970, and back before the civil rights movement, guys, integration was a big thing, especially in the South, where
Mm-hmm.
they white athletes and white people. It's a history. They did not want to integrate with black athletes or black people. Right? We couldn't go use the bathrooms. We couldn't go to certain establishments. We couldn't go to certain restaurants. We couldn't go to certain movie theaters. And, you know, after the civil rights movement, and it started to become a hot topic, right? Now, this documentary highlighted a game in 1970 where it was USC, University of South Carolina Trojans, who had integrated prior. They were fully integrated, and they played Alabama, who was coached under Bear Bryant. If you don't know, it's Paul Bryant. He is considered one of the best coaches in college football. And they got spanked. Like spanked.
Bad. Bad.
42-21. And the running back was named Sam Bam Cunningham. And he ran for 135 yards and two touchdowns. So, to me, that's a lot. 135 yards and two touchdowns is a lot.
Pro Bowl game.
Now,
It's an all-star game.
I can
Come on.
only imagine back then.
Insane.
They
What
were
it's
probably
equivalent
like,
to. Insane.
It was crazy. And Bear Bryant, he wanted to integrate in 1959. But the Jim Crow law and the alumni were like, no.
Wasn't having it.
So he was like, okay, we'll just play a school that's fully integrated. And he knew. He knew.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He knew what he was doing.
He knew.
Because imagine being in his position, right? Because at first glance, you read this, and it's like, okay, this is what you get, Bear Bryant. This is what Alabama gets, like the state. This is what the Deep South gets, and
Yep.
not realizing the potential and the talent of black athletes. But he actually had a black athlete on his roster by the name of Wilbur Jackson. He was
Yep.
a black player from Ozark, Alabama. He was on scholarship, but he was a freshman, so he wasn't even eligible to play that game. And very interesting, prior to that, he actually tried to recruit Cunningham, who's from California. He's like, I'm not moving to Alabama. Imagine
Mm-mm.
moving to the deep south, right? Coming from California, and
Mm.
just the thought of the experiences from the stories that you've been hearing. And
Mm.
no, so that was a hard pass. So I think it's very brilliant in showing like this is what our team could potentially be, and y'all are against that. So when they got spanked upon, right now it's like, okay, y'all didn't want it. That's fine. They talked to Scott Hunter, who was the quarterback at the time for
Mhm.
Alabama, and he's just like, bro, they were bigger, faster, stronger than any these black players, than anything that they've ever faced, like any opposition they ever faced. And he said he went to the gas station the next day, and the guy who usually pumps his gas was just like, "Hey man, we got to get some of them players."
Yeah, it gets real. It's a real thing when, and it's unfortunate that it takes sports and for us to show our dominance for to be taken seriously. You know,
But
like it's
it's not
crazy.
just sports. I just think it's entertainment, period. Because you even see it with like music artists
Mm-hmm.
breaking barriers. I think that's where people have their guard down the most. So it's the
Mm-hmm.
easiest. That's my personal opinion. It's the easiest thing to kind of infiltrate, or the easiest thing to get people to see, because they're already in a state of just being jovial. Or, oh, I want to be entertained. I want to like something. So you catch them where their guard is down through like music, like,
Mm-hmm.
whoa, this sounds really good, or oh my gosh, these guys are playing like crazy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Possibly, I don't know. I'm just talking at this point, guys.
Yeah, because because like the crazy thing, it's like I I I don't know. Maybe it's not crazy. Maybe it's not crazy for it is crazy. I'm trying to rationalize of why.
JT,
uh,
you're wild. You're a wild guy.
no, I'm trying to rationalize of why you wouldn't integrate. Now that integration is another conversation for another podcast, guys. It's another conversation because some stance and some people say that maybe we should have never integrated, but that is a very different conversation.
But
But
to go on that point though, as it pertains to this, not in the totality
mm-hmm,
of people who believe segregation was better for the Black community. Again, another podcast. But
mm-hmm,
in that clip, in that reel, it did highlight
mm-hmm,
the negative effects of integration on how it was implemented.
yeah,
So, how do you feel about that? Instead of them, right? Instead of them saying, hey, let's integrate HBCU teams, right? To play against the PWI schools. No, we're going to just pluck players and
mm-hmm,
pretty much collapse your talent pool
mm-hmm,
and the whole structure
mm-hmm,
of your athletics department and program. Because think about it, with the players, they have prolific coaches as well.
mm-hmm.
So now it's like, hey, your players are talented enough, but we still don't want your whole team. We still don't want your whole university to be represented. Look at this situation we're in now, where I feel like we'll never catch up in a sense
Yes,
because we don't have the best players. So what are your thoughts on that as far as it not being integration not being implemented in a way that was most positive for HBCUs?
I think it was a travesty. I think
Mm,
that the way they've done is kind of like an intravenous drip, right? It's like let's pluck the best or the talented from the HBCUs, knowing the history and prominence of HBCUs, especially in football, because a lot of the players went to the NFL and are part of the NFL Hall of Fame,
yep.
right? So for them to pluck the best in it 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 kind of messed up the whole system because it had they taken and it wasn't USC and it was a Howard or a Bowie and it dominated. Now we're talking about an equal level playing field. That is something that they did not want to exist, right?
Correct.
They don't want to show full dominance. So if a player here dominates, cool. But we don't want to get dominated by a whole team of black players. That's insane. See, you see how like that logic is. So they plucked and when it rains, it pours because now HBCUs are getting passed over for the top tier talent, and because the top tier talent is passing on HBCUs, because of that integration and that pluckage of those players has led to those schools making tremendous amount of money more than HBCUs, right? And that's another thing, guys.
Yep.
It's just one aspect. Just one, right? That because they plucked it, right? Now Kentucky and Alabama is a powerhouse over 30 years. A drip.
From that one decision, which
One
I'm
decision.
sure the players, Cunningham and all the other players that were participated in integration with USC, I'm sure, and to a very, very real degree, they thought that they were the pioneers, that these guys were doing things that were going to be a positive impact for
Mm-hmm.
their community. And I'm not saying that it wasn't, right? Because you got to think they were in Alabama, and even the black Alabama residents, they weren't even able to attend the game. They couldn't buy
Nope.
tickets.
Couldn't buy tickets. Couldn't even
They
see the.
couldn't buy tickets, so they had to actually drive through. The bus had to drive through the black areas just
Yeah.
so they can get a glimpse of the black football players. So think about the effects and the empowerment that like kids seeing these black football players. You know, a lot of these guys NFL bound because of just how great that they were. What that had an effect on. But you also got to think about the climate that they're in. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like 2 years prior, MLK, he's assassinated. Robert Kennedy Jr. is assassinated. Even
Yep.
after they said, even after the game, a few days after the game, Birmingham police fired on members of the Black Panthers, right? So in that time with their mindset, I'm sure they're like, hey, we are breaking barriers.
Yes.
But now, fast forward, they would have been better off saying no and holding their resolve and saying, hey, you're going to take our entire program. You
Mm-hmm.
need to accept the entire school. We need to have equality as far as financial resources, right? And keep the players there. Because now you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a black athlete and my choice is between USC
Mm-hmm.
or Howard University or Norfolk or wherever, HBCU, and they've been playing alongside these PWIs,
For
they
decades.
have the facilities now for decades. They have the facilities, they have the money because they've been getting the star players, and there's just this tremendous attraction
Mm-hmm.
for these black
TV,
athletes.
TV money.
Why, so if I'm going to, because the decision now becomes, right, for these black athletes, I'm going to go to a PWI where I get better facilities, better resources, and I get more exposure.
Yes.
That's always the thing, which you can't argue with them if that's what they want. Now
No.
an HBCU has been on the same platform, has been on their games, ABC, whatever, CBS, they've been broadcasting their games for decades now. So now you can't argue a thing of exposure. That can't be the I can't go here because I'm not going to be on TV. You can't argue the facilities because now they have the best, facilities are facilities that can match a rival, you
Mm-hmm.
know, a Georgia or LSU or Alabama facilities are going crazy. You got NFL athletes practicing there because the facilities are just state of the art.
Phenomenal. Yeah, that's phenomenal.
So now it's an even playing field. And I still
Mm-hmm.
don't care if you still prefer to play for USC as a black athlete, by all means. I'm not saying you have to play for an HBCU. I'm just saying level the playing field so that every program can get their fair shot. That's it.
That's it. That's it. And
But
that's
they
what it
can't.
would have done. That's what it would have done if it would have if they would have went if it would have took the whole HBCU,
Black,
right?
black, because you got to think
Southern
about the staff
University
too.
versus Alabama, that would have changed the landscape and difference of football, what we know today.
Because look
It
at
would,
now, also look at the inequality in black coaching staffs at these powerhouses, Power Four, Power Five, these different conferences. Although, and it's like the NFL, although black athletes represent over 50%,
mhm.
the staffing 12% black.
That's
You
it.
get what I'm saying? Like it's unequal. It's not proportionate. So that's another detrimental thing that came from integration in this way, and it's
Yeah,
pretty sad.
it is because it's kind of like what's the saying? Robin Paul Peter. You know what I'm saying? It's literally
Yep.
like, hey, we just need the best of the best, right? And because of that, it changed the whole landscape because it doesn't highlight the schools, and the
Nope.
schools are like one of the schools are the most important part. You know,
Yes, it
they're the
really
most
is.
important part.
It really is, bro. And it's so sad where you can have this savior complex or altruistic motives that you quote unquote, oh, we're doing these athletes a justice because they wouldn't have the means or the opportunity. I'm sure they justified it in their minds, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you really want to help somebody, make it to where they're successful and they're thriving independent of the system that you've set in place.
Yep.
Like if they really cared, hey, let's fund this, let's push the agenda for these schools
Yes.
to be able to compete with it. Because even if they didn't have the best equipment, imagine a
Mm-hmm.
Hampton, Howard competing against these teams back then when they had all the black
It
talent.
would be
They're getting
different.
spanked on.
They're getting spanked. Mississippi
Period.
Valley State. Southern, University of Maryland, Eastern Shore,
Come on, bro.
Morgan State. They're punishing them.
Period. Like no questions asked.
They're punishing them. Like, and then before we go on to the next topic, 10%, guys, 35 out of 370 members of the NFL Hall of Fame are from HBCUs. That's 10%. That is huge.
Yep.
That is huge. And I'm a Commanders fan, formerly known as the Washington football team and the Redskins. Shout out to Doug Williams, who came from Grambling State and was the first black
Hey.
quarterback to win a Super Bowl and Super Bowl MVP, throwing for 340 yards and 4 touchdowns in the quarter.
Whew.
And they didn't want to play us.
Four
They didn't even
touchdowns
want
in a quarter.
yeah,
Wow.
and they didn't want us to play that position. But that's another topic for another time, Rose. Another time. All right, now speaking about HBCU excellence, let's go to our HBCU legacy topic, right? So now
Mm-hmm.
this is per HBCU Game Day. The Sean Carter Foundation, it's Jay-Z and his mom Gloria Carter,
Mm-hmm.
with generous support from Toyota Motor Company North America, they introduced the Champions for Financial Legacy. And it's a comprehensive financial education initiative designed to empower students at historically black colleges and surrounding universities. I'm sorry, and surrounding communities. Now, Jay-Z and his mom run the foundation, and they're giving back to HBCUs. Now, the HBCUs that they're doing are Norfolk State, Lincoln University, and Virginia State University.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not going to lie, because we just talked about integration. Jay-Z is not only is he combining with Toyota, but also it's in collaboration with the Wharton School of University of Pennsylvania, and it's modeled after Professor Keith Waite's curriculum at Wharton School, Business School. Now, I was in the comments. I like to be in the comments, guy. I know it's a little toxic. I'm trying to be better, but I just
The
be like,
comments is
let's
where
get
you
the going.
catch the pulse of like what's really going
I
on.
love
Like
it.
how you really feel. Tell me how you really feel.
So, in the
Hmm.
comments, this young lady did make an interesting point. She said, why are we always looking for other institutions, what we just talked about, and why are we always looking to, for Wharton to save us? When why can't we do it ourselves and be in our community and teach financial literacy with us? Why does Jay-Z have to partner with them? I was like, that is a very interesting point.
Did she have an answer to that?
Yeah. She said that she was like she was pretty activated in her community at her HBCU. She was giving back. She has her own business that does collaborations with HBCU. She is doing her part, like we're doing our part, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it's a very, very interesting conversation, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it, especially just having a previous conversation, right? Like, what do you think? Is it good for the HBCUs to be, getting information from the Wharton School of Business, or should we be seeking out maybe Earn Your Leisure which is, for instance, black owned? Should they be going into the HBCUs?
I mean, if they should, I don't know why wouldn't they? So I read the comment sections. There are people praising it, saying it's fire. There's actual like student ambassadors
Yeah.
at Lincoln that they posted their take on it, their appreciation for it. One guy, I'm gonna read this real quick, named
Yeah.
Clement Julius, student ambassador. He's a accounting major. He's a senior. He quoted this: "I am very excited for the opportunity and grace to be an ambassador for CFFL, our champions for
Yes.
financial, yeah. So legacy,
Champions
uh,
for that financial
your
legacy.
legacy."
I had to read.
And I'm like, what? Okay, so, and I believe in the importance of this program and the massive impact it is going to have on wealth creation for minority families all across the country. Everyone else can talk about the wealth gap all they want, but over here, we're doing something about it. That is the essence of this program, and that's why it's so special. So I can't find the curriculum anywhere. I'm sure we could look at, whatever guy from Wharton College and look up
Yeah,
his
his
curriculum since they're mirroring it from it. I do think that you can
yeah,
still learn. I think this is like one of those double-edged sword things where it has positives and it has negatives, but I'm gonna hold um, having such a, I guess, intense reaction until I see how it plays out. I don't like having knee-jerk reactions. I don't like just getting this little snippet and then having all this to say about it, especially if I don't know. This is just an inception of spring 2025. It'll be its inception year.
yes, yes,
So I don't know what it entails. I do see where students can benefit. Because if I'm a
yes,
student at Lincoln and I'm majoring in business and they come with this
perfect.
program, I'm taking it.
Yeah, it's
I'm
awesome.
taking the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Because on the flip side, right, if there's no opportunity, then what do I do? I'm just going. You get what I'm saying? So if there's anything
Yeah,
that we can do to enrich the
yeah,
experience and the education of the students that are going to HBCUs, I'm all for it. Now, do I agree with who's doing it? No, but I do still think that we can take and learn from them and then come back to our communities to enrich our communities. A prime example is an alumni from Howard University by the name of Ashley M. Fox. She started her own financial literacy company called Amplify. So she's
mm.
teaching, she's gotten contracts with some public schools in Philadelphia to teach kids, right?
Oh, okay.
Exactly. And she's black, right? So we got a champion behind the positive. And for me, I don't like to just always dwell on the negative. We can always talk about it, highlight it, but my reaction is going to be, what are you doing about it?
Yes.
What particular are you
What
doing about
action?
it?
Yes. What is your action?
Do I trust the motives or the integrity of Jay-Z? No, I don't know him.
I don't know.
I don't know. Wharton, like, I have to believe that even if this is for charity or, oh, we're trying to bridge the gap, they are benefiting from this,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're going to benefit from this.
Yeah.
But my thing is, like you do when you go to medical school, right? Because I don't know how many, there's not like a whole lot of black medical schools. I know, Howard has School of Dentistry and things like that, but
I would have the medical school. Yeah, medical school.
I
Pretty good.
wouldn't knock. I'm not knocking anybody that's going to go to a PWI to learn from these other institutions if they deem that their education is superior. I'm not going to knock anybody for taking a job on Wall Street at a white firm. If anything, learn their ways and bring it back to our community. As simple as that.
Yeah.
Now, do I think that HBCU should have already had something like this implemented? For
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Yeah.
Do I think high schools should have already had something implemented like this?
Yes.
100%.
Easy.
The financial illiteracy in this country
It's
is
crazy.
staggering, and it's like, are y'all really trying to set us up to be forever indebted to this system?
It's crazy. It's crazy. Learning about algebra, not learning about taxes. It's wild. So
And I don't think they should limit it to, and I don't know if they are,
stocks,
but they shouldn't limit it to like school of
investing.
business.
Yeah.
This should be like, y'all make us take that, stupid freshman course and English and all these other courses that we don't use later. Financial literacy
We use all the
is
time.
a mandatory course for you to graduate whatever college they have it at.
Yes.
Every single student needs to, you got to
Yes.
take it. You have to take it. You just have to take it.
I totally agree. And in my life, I'm trying to, you know, be more financial responsible and, you know, teach myself financial literacy. But about the program, I've, looked this up a little bit. So the Dr. Keith Will Guilt. Hopefully, I'm saying his name right.
I don't know.
He, I butcher
I have
names.
no idea. I'm not good with pronouncing names,
I'm
bro.
not.
I
I'm
saw it.
not.
I was like,
I'm just gonna
not
say.
even gonna try.
I'm not gonna
Not even gonna
try.
try.
But he. All right. We'll say Dr. Keith. Right. He
Yeah.
is the Marx Davol Family Professor of Strategy. He's a game theorist, and he focuses on the relevance to the business world. Right. So he co-founded Bridges to Wealth in 2012, and his innovative business curriculum is both based on extensive research and personal experience because he worked for his father's small business at 12 years old. At 15, he managed all the company's investments, and he works with in Philadelphia with a lot of urban classrooms and communities of faith. And he tries to instill, because as you know from underdeveloped communities, there's not a lot of salary. The money isn't a lot, right? So he
Mm-hmm.
teaches that you can invest around $20 a week, and you can use mutual funds. You can put a little bit of dollar, and he's focusing on the small amounts add up, and that's what he's trying to teach. And Rose, I found this out: 70% of the participants in the Bridges to Wealth are women. They're
Mm,
single mothers, yes. And he says women are better investors than men, right? Through
that's
cultural
insane.
stereotypes tend to differ. He says when you ask women who's a better investor, they always say men are.
That's
So
interesting.
it's very interesting. Goes back
Hmm.
to what we said earlier off camera. It sometimes men are just okay, guys. I can admit it. We
Oh
we're,
man.
we're just
Mm-mm-mm.
sometimes we're not the smartest out of the bunch. But they said that the curriculum for champions financial champions for financial legacy. They
Legacy.
said yes. They
Mhm.
said the curriculum includes real life. I mean, real world. Well, real world and real life are the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Applications and service learning components, allowing students to apply their financial knowledge in community settings, thereby expanding the ecosystem of wealth building and fostering local development.
What does that even mean?
I don't know what that means. It's a lot of word salad to me.
I'm
But
telling you, bro. What does that
if
look like?
if they implement the bridges to wealth, what Dr. Keefe does, right? Coming
Mm-hmm.
from a small business and investing small, no matter what you have, and developing those habits, I think that would be crucial to implement in college. I would have loved to learn that in college,
What?
because I'm learning about compounded interest now, guys, where it's the little things add up and they matter.
And you just and what
Just
the
keep
other key
doing it.
element is time.
Yes.
You need time.
Younger.
You invest a
Yes.
amount at 40, you don't get to utilize that compound effect the same way a 20
20.
year old does.
Yes.
But I mean, that doesn't mean don't do it at 40. Just
Yeah.
realize time is of the essence with that.
Yes.
The other thing that I would say in regards to this program is maybe it would inspire, maybe it's a catalyst for other universities if they don't use
Yeah.
the same avenue as far as Wharton School of Business or Toyota or Jay Z or the Sean Carter Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is something that they can. Okay, what are some black businesses? People who have gone through an HBCU and are doing well financially, how can we utilize our alumni talent pool
We have
and
a huge
develop these
talent pool.
programs at our own universities?
Yeah. I
You get
almost
what I'm
signed
saying?
up for it. Yeah. I was like, let me see. But I don't go to Bowie. But
Yeah.
no, because I wanted to see. No, I wanted to see
What are you
like,
talking about?
well, for the okay, hold on. The champions is champions.
It
The
is
CF
champions.
is the CFFL.
FL.
I was on the website and it was like, can you
Mm-hmm.
get the school involved? So I just, I like to click around. All right. So I was like, I wonder how could you have your school, like, how could they implement that at Howard? It's just our Bowie State. So it's just an interesting thing. But um, I'm excited. I want to see what fruits
Yeah,
that are multiplied or grown from this. And also,
right.
I did not know this, that the Carter's first program is a HBCU bus tour.
Oh, I
Where
didn't
they,
know that either.
yeah, I did not know where they take college students to HBCUs. And
That's very
yeah,
that's interesting. I think people stopped
yeah,
messing with Jay-Z after that NFL, that Rock Nation
yeah,
halftime show deal that
I didn't know
he
that. I
pretty
was
much
like,
played Colin Kaepernick about. So
yeah.
I
So
think people called him a sellout since then, and we haven't been rocking the
yeah,
rock. We haven't been rocking with Jay-Z since then. But yeah, we'll see how this plays out. We will see how this plays out. I do wish the students the best, and I hope they have all the resources. Not only that, not just the education, but maybe internships, maybe access to things that they didn't have
yeah.
access to before, in addition to the knowledge and the application of these things. But man, I'm just thinking back,
Only winning, only
if I
winning.
had
Yeah,
known then, like, hey guys, every student at Howard University, you need to open up an IRA. I don't
yep.
have any money. Here's $20 to each of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because as much as y'all like to remind us that this is a business, as in college,
It is
right?
all the time. Go
Wouldn't
to
it be
financial adults.
advantageous to make sure that your alumni are financially well off, so that when it's time to go back now, because you've already invested in them, right? When it's time to go back after they graduated,
They'll invest in
and
you.
you ask them for money,
They'll invest.
oh, here it is. Y'all taught me how to invest. Y'all taught me how to
Mhm.
grow money. And because of that, I am financially free, and I'm not swimming and almost drowning in debt
Yeah.
to where now I was like, oh, I can't give back to y'all because I have to pay for X, Y, and Z now.
Yes.
Wouldn't that behoove them?
It would be phenomenal. I wish,
I don't know.
and that's the great thing, right? Knowledge is power. So
I think the application of knowledge is power.
yes, yes, okay, yes. But just to just have access and being in that program, I think is phenomenal. And I hope the students take everything they need from it and apply it to their life in real time and make it work. I
Could
really,
you and I feel like they will, because think about this. I finally have a financial advisor. She went over my budget. She helped me structure a budget, right? Because a lot of our problems, right? Because we're in a consumer mindset, is we don't have self-control to stop
yes,
spending. And
yes,
now you don't have money for the things that you say matter, like saving or
yep,
investing,
yeah,
because sneaker ad just dropped another Jordan 11, and I gotta cop them type stuff, or I gotta go out and get sushi because I had a long day and all this other stuff.
yes,
Whatever,
yes,
right?
yes, yeah.
But what I realized, that once I learned how to budget, guess what I did? I told any and everybody who would listen in my family, my friends, hey, and I bought them budgeting books. Hey, do you want to budget? Because a lot of the times is just being able to keep and control the money that you are
It,
getting today. We don't need to win the lottery. We don't
no,
need to, all these big things that have to happen in order for us to save the $20, or to get back on track financially. And I know everybody's situation is different, but bro, I don't even know if you remember. It was, I don't know, he was from Uzbekistan or something. He used to work at Matchbox with us when we used to serve together.
mm-hmm.
And this guy was from Eastern Bloc. I don't know where he was from. And we
Oh,
served, what was his name? Do
Russia,
you remember?
Ash.
Ash from
That's my
Russia.
man,
Not
Ash. Ash, shout out to
bro.
Ash. You my man, yo.
Shout out to Ash,
Shout out
man.
to
I don't
Ash,
know where
yo.
you at, but I know you're successful. So
Yeah,
I worked alongside him. This guy had a thick accent, again, came from
did
Russia.
he
Wasn't the
did?
best server. He wasn't awful, but he wasn't the strongest. Not to toot my own horn, I was going to give that to myself. Long story short, this guy worked beside us for about 2 to 3 years, from
Yes.
what I can remember. And one day he quit. I said,
Yep.
Ash, what's going on? He said, oh, I saved up enough money so now I can apply for this accounting program, and
Yep.
I want to be their intern, but you need a certain amount of money to intern there. I said, wow, how much did you save? He said 40,000.
Yep.
And I said, wow, okay. So we worked
Mhm.
together side by side, brothers in arms, at the POS micros, machine, putting in orders, running each other's food, running each other's drinks. I'm
Yep.
behind the bar making his drinks,
Yep.
and I don't have $40,000.
Yep. He saved it.
I have $0
Yep.
actually.
I think it was
Well,
New
besides the
York
money I
too.
made. So, and he said he was eating tuna out of the can.
Yep.
He would. I remember, like, he would, in any free food, pizza, whatever that they
He's
had
there.
left over, he's there. He's grabbing it and he's taking it home. So
Yep.
this is what I mean. When you want something bad enough,
Yes.
you'll make that sacrifice. And it's not, oh, I'm going to do it for a week or
Oh.
2 weeks. This is why people be struggling with all types of stuff in life,
Yep.
because you don't have the discipline. Well, let's call it,
Yes.
let's call a spade a spade. We don't. I didn't
Oh,
have the discipline. I'm saying
yes.
it for myself.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm out at the bar after work, drinking, just trying to, my feet hurt, work the double. Let me beer and a shot. So you get it, right? So like these are
I
the
was
other
there.
things. You were there. You're right there. Oh my God. And these are the other things we need to be as loud and vocal about, in addition
Yes.
to criticizing
Yes.
these programs, the CFFL. We need to also hold ourselves accountable. And I don't know. I'm not really a keyboard warrior, but I'm more of a, like, let's take action, guys, man. Like, what are we
Yeah.
going to actually do to better our community
Yeah. I'm not.
instead of put people down?
Yeah. I'll read the comments, but I'm not in there commenting because 90. It's a lot of people that are commenting that aren't doing it. So, and
Most of
regardless of how they are not doing nothing. They're
none of
not.
them.
They're just anyway. But I do
Anywho.
agree with you because
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm learning now, and it's just like I'm reading this book. I will teach you to be rich by Ramnat Samit. I believe that's how
Good
you say
book.
his name. Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
good
reading that
book.
now, and I'm applying it. And I'm also reading the Basic Business Secrets from the Bible by Bishop Dan Lapin. Another great book. So what I'm learning is you there's a difference between a want and a need, and you have to put your wants away and worry about the necessities because you will get what you want if you develop the discipline and the habits of looking at your budget, of not spending. Then you'll develop that and investing and savings.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll look up and be like, oh, now I can spend because I've developed the habits and I'm living below my means.
God, to live below your means. And because when I first read that book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, one of the things that he suggested to be implemented was putting things on auto pay. And my heart said, huh?
Yeah, the credit card.
Auto pay.
Yeah,
So my account can overdraft? But that's already the mindset of, I'm not living within the means of what I actually
exactly.
have. If
Yes,
you're scared of auto pay, that means you're living outside of your means and you're robbing Peter to
yes,
pay Paul. You don't know what
yes.
the due date for something is and when it's going to come out. And literally, that was me up until maybe a few months ago. So I'm not saying this to bash anybody. This is real
I'm still
talk.
working
Like,
on it. I'm still
I'm
working on
almost in my
it.
40s. Like, come on now,
Yep,
it's tough.
it's tough. It is. And I was just reading something today. Shout out to the Hook Point. So I'm reading that. There are so many ads, guys,
Mm.
because we're on social media so much. We're bombarded with so many ads, and it's probably I'm 99% sure because he said they were used to be growing up. Rose, you grew up in the same era I did, where
Kind of.
there was the limited TV, right? You had to go outside, right? You probably had, you know how to use a dial phone, right? You know how to use a rotary phone. I bet you.
For
Yes.
sure, but let me correct you. It wasn't like we had to go outside. We wanted to go outside.
Oh,
Not going outside was the
that's true.
punishment.
That is
You
true.
understand
That
what I'm
is
saying?
true. Yeah, that's true. I wanted to get out the house. Yes,
Bro, I had to get
that is
out of
true.
there.
I had to get out of there. Yes, and there was one TV mostly, right? You had a couple
Yeah,
TVs in the house, but there wasn't.
couple.
There were there. Yeah,
Had one
we had to
TV.
play video games on one, and my parents said I didn't grow up with a
Okay,
TV in
you're
my room.
rich. You rich.
No, I didn't
But
have
we
a
had
TV in my
one TV.
room.
It's either you play video games or we
Yeah,
can watch one Saturday
no,
morning. There's no in between, bro.
now we had one, two, three, but I didn't have a TV grow up in my room,
Three.
and me and my brothers had shared the room till I was 18, so we weren't that rich. I
Your
didn't. I
TV
didn't.
sounds pretty fancy.
It does, but I did. I shared a room for a while. I was sleeping
Nice.
on bunk beds till I was 17, 18. Anyway, shout out to my parents. Anyway, they had to do what they had to do. But nowadays, right, we have our phones,
Mm-hmm.
iPads, everything streaming,
Everything.
everything. Those ads are bombarded, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's 10 times harder to be disciplined financially. So shout out, man. Just guys, just it takes reading and it takes time and
Can I counter that? Can I
mhm.
counter that? Because I love to play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
No, I would say yes, it's hard, right? Because you're being bombarded, but it's
uh,
also, this has been the easiest time to invest if you're
It
serious,
is.
the
It
easiest
is
time
very
to access information.
yes.
You get what I'm saying, because my
Yeah.
dad, he's describing how he'd have to purchase stocks back in the day.
You can go
There
right.
was no, yeah, bro, you'd have to talk to the,
Robinhood.
there
Yeah.
was none of that. There was none of that.
You don't really have to talk to anybody.
So with filtering all the noise, you do
Yeah.
have access to
Mhm.
so much information. YouTube University is a real thing. There are books. People are still printing books if you enjoy reading. I don't know. My nephew said they don't really be reading like that, and that's,
Nah, I gotta read, yo.
I
It's
try not to
crazy.
think about it because I'm like, you can't be taking care of me when I get older. I don't, I'm
No.
not secure. That's not a secure
Reading.
thing for me.
Yeah, you gotta read.
He don't read
That's
no
what
books. He don't read no books.
that's what me and Faith
Everything's
talk.
on TikTok.
Our
You
kids gonna be
know,
wild, young, because it's not gonna grow up with the iPad,
I'm,
and it's gonna we're
bro,
gonna
tell me how my
talk. We're gonna
nephew.
talk a lot and read.
Right. My nephew calls or texts me. He's just like, Auntie Rose, there's been a recall on this hair product. I said, oh my God, nephew, where did you see this at? Because I'm like Googling everything. I'm like, I can't find this recall. So I hit him back, like, bro, where did you see this at? Oh, I saw it on TikTok. I said,
See, you
boy,
see the news, yeah, that's
that's not the
crazy.
news,
That's
bro.
not
That's not the news. It's not a real recall. Don't waste Auntie's time like that. Golly, like, I just bought the product. I'm not throwing this out. I'm gonna
you
use
gonna
this
be
thing.
you're searching, pulling your hair out.
Insane, bro. Going on the multiple pages. I'm on page 6 of Google, which I forgot that, past the first page, we're not doing it.
Hey,
Two,
I'm
two
going to page
max.
2, 3, maybe.
Couldn't find it anywhere. I'm like, am I typing this in right? He got it from TikTok. I don't know. I don't know. I'm nervous, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Listen. Let's end on a great and phenomenal note.
Right.
So I'm gonna play this clip and shout out to HBCU Pulse, where this is pretty phenomenal, and we're probably telling our age right now, but I don't care. So I went to school from 2000 to 2007. I know Rose went from school 2005, 2010. She was at Howard University. I was at Bowie State. And this clip is posted by HBCU Pulse. And this was Jackson, Tennessee in the 2000s. This is what it looked like.
Whoa.
Oh,
You want me to come over there?
yeah.
When I get finished? I can't do that. He asked him.
Oh, snap.
That's hilarious.
All right, all right.
So you want to get there? Wow.
Wow,
Wow,
that's
wow,
crazy,
wow.
right?
That is crazy.
Crazy.
That is crazy. What's going on my screen?
Bam.
Okay,
Okay,
there
we
we
go.
go.
I had to readjust it, guys. Okay, that was crazy.
Nostalgia, nostalgia, nostalgia.
Do you see the boombox in the
I
back?
saw it, bro. That was the first thing I saw was that
Yo,
boombox.
I was
That was the
pressed.
first thing that I
I was like,
saw.
I had one of those.
Oh
That
man.
was like, oh, take me back, yo. That was like the thing, yo. In a
To
small
have that.
room.
Facts.
What?
Facts.
No cell
Facts.
phones, guys. There's no cell phones. There was Facebook kind of was like towards the end, right? Late 2000s and Instagram. But there was
No,
none
Facebook
of
came my
that.
freshman year.
Was it 2005? Okay, yeah.
05. Yeah, it
Because I
came
know
out freshman
Instagram
year.
was 2009, but like that wasn't. Facebook wasn't really big. It wasn't really like. I mean, I had dial-up computers, man.
Bro, I'm telling, and even with the cell phone, because I had a cell phone my senior year, I had like the Moto
Oh,
Razor or
cell
whatever that
phones
phone
was
was,
crazy.
and
Flip
but
phones.
we weren't on it, right? Because first of all, guys, you still had a text message plan, a minutes plan, so there was no unlimited anything. Like, why
No.
are you calling me at 2 o'clock? Have you lost your
I
mind?
mean,
Wait
what?
for the
Listen,
nighttime.
at
Wait for free
7
nights
p.m.
and weekends.
Yes.
Are you an
Yes.
idiot? Are you a psycho? Is this 911? Is it emergency? Call 911. So it was that, but we were still in that mindset of just, if I'm in the room with you, there's no, screen. We're interacting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was a different time. It was a different time.
We're outside. Y'all think y'all outside.
It's
Y'all
different.
think
We're
y'all
literally
outside
outside
now? Oh, then it was a different time. We were
because you're
outside.
sweating. You're sweating your hair out going to these parties,
Oh, it's a wrap. Yeah.
bro. I'm telling you, freshman year, they had party buses, right? And this
Mm-hmm.
is, I mean, it's probably predatorial because we were like barely 18, and we weren't legally able to drink. How we're drilled in our
Possible.
head, no drinking, no drinking, no
Always
drink.
went.
Freshman year, I'm
Yeah.
like, what, 18 at,
Yeah.
at most? I don't know how old I am. And the party bus would pick us up.
Mm-hmm.
They shut down the library early, so screw if I wanted to study on a
That's it.
Friday, I'm going out.
Yeah.
And I never forget, bro, we were mixing, again, irresponsible, Hypnotic and Hennessy, right?
That's dangerous.
To a Incredible Hulk, baby,
Dangerous.
mixing it. Mind you, this is the first time a lot of people actually drank.
Yes.
Like,
18.
I'm Nigerian, so we have liquor at the parties. If you want to drink beer, whatever, you can drink it
Yeah. Y'all
under
be partying.
supervision,
Y'all be getting down.
for sure. But
Yeah.
this is the first time a lot of people were away from home, and
Yes.
like when
Now
that
super popular.
liquor, I would never forget that party bus. The first night I went to like a college party, this girl gets so drunk and it's like, I want to suck this guy's, you can complete that sentence. The
Yeah.
guy's on the bus with us, and I'm just like, yo,
Oh yeah. It was
welcome to college, bro. And it only got worse, man. I'm just like, people throwing up, obviously,
all the
because
time.
Hypnotic Hennessy, what are you doing?
Yeah. Man, I remember in 2000 I was a freshman, and listen, guys, I didn't have any money. Okay, drinking Mad Dog, Boone's Farm, Everclear. Everclear was 90 something percent. It's easy to get with some cranberry juice. It's if you ever go to a liquor store, right? You go to the liquor store. Everclear is at the bottom, 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 bottom. It's like below. You might have to
Might as
go
well
in the
be in the
cellar to get
basement.
that. Yeah, go get
Telling
that.
you, bro.
Yeah, and it's a clear bottle, and
Plus, it should be illegal. It's flammable. Like,
it
that's the
should be
stuff that
illegal.
you would
It
set
should
stuff
be
on
illegal.
fire at the bar, bro. It's
It should be illegal.
flammable.
It should be illegal. I'm not gonna lie.
Facts.
And man, we went to the club, and listen, they sell you the free before 10 is a lie. These flyers, we're going to the Ritz. This club in DC is now shut down.
Hmm.
Free before 10. Like, all
That's
right,
how they
so
get you.
we hop into. My man had a hatchback. Had to be seven of us. We're lapped up, drinking Everclear, and we're driving to the Ritz. And then we stand in the cold.
Of
In
course.
the cold. And back then, guys, they charge a coat fee. So there's no coats, right? You don't have no coats and hats. You're out there trying to survive.
That's why
That's
you
what
drink.
that's where you drink. You don't feel the elements. And we got in there. We were like first in line. We were standing out there for about an hour and a half, and then they let us in. It was a phenomenal night. Phenomenal night. Never forget it. It was fun, man. That back then it wasn't even about. I don't even think it was like people did dress fly, but it was more so about like just hanging out. You know,
Right.
it was a different it was a
People
different
actually went
feel.
out to dance. Like, people were actually
Oh,
going out to dance. The only requirement that I remember in DC, no Nike boots.
yes,
They said, we ain't having you stomping nobody out here. It's
yes.
not that type of crowd. No Nike boots.
Because the Nike boots
That's it.
was a thing. You know, um, I used to love Nike boots back in high school and in college.
I bet.
Did not wear Tim's. I wore Nike boots for a while. I need to buy me a pair
That's
of
what I'm
Nike.
trying to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's bring it back, man. That's how
I need
you
to get
really know you're
some,
trying to stump
yo.
somebody out.
I liked it because of you know what the real reason I started wearing Nike boots? Timbs are uncomfortable. I don't care what people. They
Facts.
look nice. They are comfortable and they're cold.
Th-
If you wear them in the wintertime, you feel like you're walking on bricks, and this is a fact.
Yep,
Nike
that's a
boots are
fact.
comfortable and they're
Yeah,
warm.
yeah, no, facts. That's a fact. That's a
I
fact.
was like,
No,
yo,
Tim's aren't comfortable, bro. Tim's not
Timbs are
comfortable. You got to
not
wear the proper
comfortable.
socks for that. They just look good. That's
Yes,
all
they
that is. They
look
just look good.
good. They're
You
uncomfortable.
know, they're not
Look,
good.
now let's see. Look at some of the. I looked up some of the songs in 2000, right from 2000 2010. You got Miss Jackson by Outkast.
Classic.
It wasn't me.
Another
Uh,
classic. Liar though, but it's classic.
oh my gosh, it wasn't me. It's crazy. Yo. I
It's
looked at
insane.
that. And was like, yo, he's lying the
You're a
whole
cheater.
video.
You're a cheater.
But you keep saying it wasn't me. I was like, if I pull this off, I'll die.
You're gonna die. You're gonna die.
Lady Marmalade. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
let's see, 2002, Foolish by Ashanti,
Oh
Lose Yourself
yeah.
by Eminem, 2003, 50 Cent in the Club,
They
2004,
played that
Slow
joint out.
Jams, yes, Usher, My Boo, Drop It Like It's Hot, let's see, 2005, when you're a freshman, Candy Shop, Holla Back Girl, Gold Digger,
Oh
Run
god.
It by Chris Brown,
Yeah. Mm.
2000, 2006. Man, we what we have? Let's see. You're beautiful. Grills. Laffy Taffy. I know you don't remember Laffy
Boom,
Taffy.
boom, 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 boom,
Laffy
boom, boom.
Taffy.
Yeah, candy girl. What? That was
Yeah,
a man. What? Hey, listen.
yeah. That was back in the day, yo. Beyonce, irreplaceable. Shout
Oh
out to that. I remember.
Lord. Mm.
I remember irreplaceable. The shout out to the AKA's Bowie State.
To the
Right. This
left. To the
was
left.
yep 2006, and that song came out, and I remember their line was that was so disrespectful. I was like, shout out to me and my man Jamal. We were like to the left, to the left. They were trying to prove it. I love the AKAs. They're cool. They are my
Oh
friends.
gosh.
I was just on campus having fun. It was all jokes. I wasn't that rah rah Q on campus. I was just cool with everybody.
You
You know,
was chilling. I will
I
say
was having,
this. I
having
I'll
fun.
say that the early 2000s, that period, I feel like from when you went to school to when I graduated, like left
Crazy.
Howard, I feel like for R&B,
It was sick.
it was the best time, and it's been
Sick.
on a downhill. Like you try to get back, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
think we'll ever reach the levels that we reached in the 2000s as far as R&B music is concerned. What?
Because Rihanna was out then.
Like, come on, bro. Like,
You
this is where you felt like
it's tough.
men truly loved women. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that y'all
Yeah.
don't now, right? Because that's
It
like,
was
come on,
different. It was
relax.
different time.
It
It was
was
different
different though, and just the vulnerability
time.
that you saw in these love songs, very sexual still, right? But there's some
Yeah.
class, some couth to it,
Jamie
and
Foxx.
there's
Yeah.
gentleness to it. Even that
Yep.
John Legend,
John
his
Legend.
iconic. You get what I'm saying? Like, what
Yes.
are we doing, bro?
Usher. You know what
So
I'm saying? Like Usher was.
yeah,
It was a different. It was a different time for
and
R&B.
I think that influenced, my time at college as well. Because music is always going to influence the time that you have, no
Always.
matter where you are. So I mean, all those songs.
It's phenomenal, yo.
Mm, mm,
I was
mm,
like, let me
mm.
look up the songs. Let me look up the popular
Right.
songs during 2010. I was like, oh my gosh.
Trip
These
down
shirts
memory
was fire.
lane.
Man, these shirts was
Like,
fire.
wow, 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 wow.
Man, I loved it,
Good
man.
times.
Great time.
Good times. So for all y'all HBCU students that are in college now, just know that you're gonna be in the position that me and JT are in, old farts. You're gonna be like, dang, I remember that song by, I don't know what y'all kids are listening to now, but I don't know. I
Not
can't
like
even,
us.
like,
They not like us. What you,
bro.
not like us, maybe, or I don't know. Kendrick is blowing. Kendrick is killing it right now.
And they don't even listen to, like, they was a Yeet. Y'all be listening to some
Yeah.
wild stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all these songs that y'all think are cool now, you will be in this place like, oh my
Will.
god, and it's gonna sound like you crank that shoulder. Like that's what that's gonna
Hey,
sound.
that was out too.
That's what's going to sound like. The songs you're listening to now is gonna be like our crank that soldier boy.
Kirk, that Soldier Boy. That was
So enjoy it
2006,
while
I think.
you can. We are old, bro. I don't know a single rapper out there besides like Lil Uzi. Like, and I still feel like those are the rappers from I don't know. I don't know any of the what is it? Alpha Gen
I think it's
Zers, the ones that are trying to
yeah.
take
I
us
think it's
out.
Lil Uzi Vert. It's probably the
Yes, Lil
older
Uzi Vert.
one.
But I'm saying I feel like I even used to listen to Lil Uzi. You know what I'm saying? Like there's new artists. I'm saying I don't know any of them.
I don't know anybody. I know Dirk, but I don't.
I still feel like he's older. Like there's like kids and stuff that are
Yeah,
like actually their
yeah.
age. I don't know.
Uh,
Just know that your time is coming
it is. It's coming. You're gonna look up and be like, "Yo, I
very
can't
quickly.
believe it. I can't believe I'm 35." And your music is gonna sound old,
And crazy.
and you're gonna be looking like, "I can't believe that 15-year-old is listening to that." It's interesting. Very interesting.
As the world turns.
Shout out to Crank That Soldier Boy. That was 2007. Yes. And I did know that dance, and I used to rock that
As
joint.
you should.
Oh,
Bro,
that joint
our
was
shirts,
fire,
we used to be
yo.
swimming in them. Oh my
That joint
God.
was fire, yo.
Yeah.
What a time, yo.
What a
What
time to
a
be alive.
time. Be alive. So, all right, guys, we are out. But hey, look, coming soon, we're going to have merch, right? Yes, we're finally going to have merch so you guys can get it to support it. It's going to be some nice looking shirts, probably some hoodies. Also,
I
in the
need a
near
hoodie.
future, soon, I'm saying soon, like in the next couple weeks, guys. Like, boom, we're going to have some trivia, and we're also going to come out with like a calendar so you can know what HBCU events to attend to in December and January, so we can keep you abroad and abreast of the situations that are going on with HBCUs, because you can come out and have
Abreast.
fun. You know what I'm saying? So you can
I
come
get it.
out and be outside. Stop being inside on your
I like being
phones.
inside.
Go, go. But Froze, you do like going out. You just said you went over your aunt's house. Anyway, all right, go
My mom
out,
had to force me. I mean,
have fun, go out, hey, be outside, connect with people, man. You know what I'm saying? Some days I feel like nowadays young kids don't really be y'all be on your phones. Y'all need to get in tuned. You know what I'm
bro,
saying?
they're all playing that college
To
football
yeah,
25, bro. That's it. That's
yes.
you put down
I
Madden,
went
all
over
you
my
play
frat
is
brother's house. I was
football.
like, "That's the
It.
25." That
That's
kid was
it.
playing that joint.
Got him in a chokehold. That's it.
And I
So
used to play
there you are.
video games, but I had to like I used to be outside. Come on, live it up, guys. Do it all. You know, have fun, hang out. So trust me, we'll be back next week. All right, Rose, you got anything to say to them?
Besides your beer muffling up the microphone, I have nothing else to say. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's too late. It's ruined.
There you
Thank you
go.
guys so much for tuning in. Maybe next week, JT will get that microphone and that beard situation together, guys. But
I hope
it's
so.
always a privilege and an honor for y'all tuning in. So see y'all next week.
We'll see
JT,
y'all
touch your
next
beard.
week. Peace.